Hi everyone, welcome to Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee, and it's me, Banshee, for my Material Matters segment, your weekly keys to success in business, education, and finance. And we've got the snow globe here going. I've got my bling on, ready to celebrate the holidays, everyone. It's a little bit different this year, isn't it? So as always, we'll start out with a card for the collective, and then I have a special announcement to make. Today's deck, I'm using the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. And I'm going to cut them. Oh, this is interesting. We have Moth Spirit. Pop you in there. And Moth Spirit says, surrender now. Oh no, put up the white flag. Well, that's an interesting way to start the show. All right, surrender now. Moth Spirit asks, what is guiding you right now? Are you in alignment with Spirit or pursuing something or someone with so much tenacity that it has become a compulsion or an addiction? Are you so intoxicated by a potential relationship or opportunity, in the case of Material Matters, that you can't think straight? Hard work and dedication are viruses, and love, of course, is a beautiful thing. However, when Moth Spirit appears, it's time to consider if you have gone over the edge in a relentless pursuit. Workaholism, overeating, perfectionism, or addiction to certainty or even to a person may be your current vice. The form of your addiction does not matter so much as awareness of the consequences of remaining persistent when moderation is needed. Let go of your excess energy by channeling it in more than one direction. The fire burns hot, and you do not want to be engulfed by your passion to the exclusion of all other pursuits that matter to you. Now is a time for surrender and radical acceptance so that your drive does not cause you to flee or fight. Spirit wants you to release your need for certainty and control so you can relax in a more balanced way of using your Moth Spirit energy. Banish the shoulds and musts so that you can enjoy what is as you allow for what might be. And that's what I have for the collective today. But now I have a special announcement. We're live streaming today, Sunday, and it's going to be a special occasion. We've got a giveaway going, and we're giving away the Grimalkin Tarot. I'm going to move the snow globe now. The Grimalkin Tarot by M.J. Cullinan. And it comes in a really nice box, which I will show the box. We also have a great movie we're going to end the show with for you to take a look at and get more details about the contest itself. But this gives you some examples of some of the nice cards in the deck. That is the Ten of Swords. Pretty heavy duty there, I must say. We also have the Ace of Pentacles, and that is and that is so gorgeous with the golden pentacle there and the cat reaching for it. I wanted to show one of each suit, the Seven of Cups. I love this one, the Page of Swords. Looks like it's a yak in there at the birds in flight. This beautiful, beautiful star card. And of course the Devil card, Temptation. And finally, I had to end with the Lovers card. Look at this. They're connected with their two hearts are connected around this tree. I just think that's awesome. And so if you love cats, but there are other animals in this deck as well, you will love this deck. Join us on our live stream and be part of the drawing today. Need to subscribe to our channel and show up, and we will get you in the drawing. And also, if you are this is for our U.S. subscribers only, but if you are non-U.S., we will be giving a free reading today, a free calendar reading for the year ahead. So either way, it's win-win. So come and join us. All right. So we're going to start off doing the elemental signs of the zodiac. And of course, we start off with the air signs first. This reading is for December 20th through 26th. The moon is going from Pisces to Gemini during this time period. And of course, we have winter solstice on the 21st and all of these holidays this week. So happy holidays to everyone, no matter how you celebrate them. I also want to mention, I made a little note for myself that Mercury enters Capricorn on the 20th. Okay, air signs, this is for you. This is for our friends Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. I'm trying to pick up my cards here. And so your focus for the week ahead, air signs. So your focus card, air signs, for the week is the World. The World upright. And you know, we often see this card come up as the first card, which is interesting because the World is about completion. And so I think it's your focus is on really getting that end result, getting to the end. What does it take to get the results that you desire? The outcome, you know, how do you get there? And so the second card we have for you, how you best can prepare for that focus air signs, is the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is reversed. And so the Knight of Pentacles reversed indicates to me that you can best focus on this by managing your setbacks. You know, you may have been struggling with money, or maybe got some bad news about investments or resources available to you lately. You know, these are really tough times during this COVID crisis for businesses everywhere, you know, and employees as well. And so I think that, you know, you have to focus on how in an environment of downturn you can achieve, you know, your end results. Well, will people be helpful to you this week? Will there be help or hindrance from others that you work with or you network with, etc.? Well, you've got the Hierophant upright here. And the Hierophant upright seems to indicate to me that you might get some help from people, authority figures, you know, whether it's your managers, supervisors, whether it's, you know, people who have a lot more knowledge in the area that you know, of interest, whether you're a student, whether you're whether you're investing in something, they will be very helpful and they will guide you. Maybe they'll help you navigate this downturn. So will there be forward or backward movement or no movement at all this week for you air signs? Well, it's the Star, and the Star is upright. And I get the feeling that, you know, there's forward movement in the sense that maybe you're now being steered in the right direction. That maybe now, you know, you'll be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So let's recap this and see how it goes here again in total. Right now, you're focusing on how to get the end result that you desire, how to get the outcome you need, how to make a profit, etc., how to move forward. And moving forward is based on how you navigate the present downturns, you know, the economic downturns that we're all facing. I really kind of think it's about that. And so will people be helpful or hurtful to you in the week ahead? I believe people with a lot of, how do I want to say this? You know, with a lot of knowledge, you know, people who are experts, have expertise in the areas that you need help with over here, they will be able to see you go forward. And ultimately, there is hope in sight. There is light at the end of the tunnel. It's maybe you have not achieved this end result, but you feel like you're on your way. You have a lot more sense of optimism by week's end. So that's a good thing, air signs. I think that sounds pretty good for the week ahead. Good luck with that. And of course, we all have a shorter week this week with holidays, or a lot of us do. So hey, fire signs, you're up. We're up. And that's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This is for your week ahead. Right. Okay, your focus for the week ahead, fire sign, is the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands is reversed. So, oh dear, that's kind of not a happy card around the holidays to get. Some of us, maybe some things that you were expecting to happen or come through, your focus is going to be on, what to do now that they haven't materialized. It seems like there's bad news you're focusing on. Some of us may have maybe gotten news that they've lost their jobs recently, or that maybe their hours have been cut, or that, the prospect for the job, let's say the interview you've taken, it just didn't pan out. So that's a little bit disappointing start for us. And now, how best to navigate that focus, we've got another Knight, and this one is the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is reversed. It's interesting because we had a Knight in the last reading reversed. The Knight of Swords reversed indicates to me that, this is a time where some decisions that came down affected you adversely. It could have been in relation to your investments. It could be in relation to the job that you had desired or wanted. It could be in relation to somebody making a decision to cut your hours, or it just, in a way, it really does seem to fit well, unfortunately, with this focus card, and not in a positive way. Though, well, what about people this week? Will they be helpful to you? Have the Hermit reversed here, which to me indicates a need to reach out to people. I don't know why when I see this card in that position, I feel like there's a need to reach out to people in this week ahead. And so do so. If you need advice, if you need counseling, it's time to maybe get a second opinion on something. And will there be forward or backward movement, or no movement at all for you fire signs in the week ahead? We have the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords is reversed. So that indicates to me that there is some movement. It is positive in the sense that you seem to be freeing yourself from some restrictions that maybe have been holding you back. And I'll talk more about that in the wrap-up, because I feel like some of this might be restrictions that you put upon yourself. But let's take a look at this in total here, fire signs. It looks as though we're getting some bad news this week. The focus is on some bad news, maybe that we received at the end of last week that we're now digesting this week. And it's the Knight of Wands, and it's reversed. And so some of us may have experienced job loss, or lost something in their investments. Perhaps profit margins have been cut. If you're an owner of a business, this is kind of a downturn feeling here. That's the focus, is what happened, what went wrong. And how best to prepare for that focus is that you, excuse me, that you were the victim of somebody else's decisions that went against you. I'm kind of sensing that more than anything. But I also feel that, sometimes, like, we are our own worst enemies, and we might have made a decision that adversely affected the outcome, of what we were hoping to have happen in the business world. So it's one or the other. You're either the victim of a decision, or you're your own victim of making a poor choice or a poor decision. People around you are, I think it's time to reach out. It's not a time to crawl into a cave and hide. It's a time to reach out to others for some help and some support so that you can move forward. And ultimately, you do make some moves. You break free from maybe, some negative thinking here. I feel that, having something suddenly happen to you, say a loss in pay, a loss in hours, maybe having to shut down your business again because of the COVID crisis, whatever the case may be, you are kind of breaking free from these things that restrict you and hold you back. So I wish you a lot of luck. It seems like it's kind of a rough week for the holiday week for you, for us fire signs. Alrighty. We're going to move on to the water signs now. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Such a nice watery card for you guys to start with. Your focus card for the week ahead is the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups indicates to me that, wow, you're in the mood, you're in a great mood this week. There's a lot of joy and happiness around you. Maybe you're really getting into that holiday spirit, that spirit of giving, that spirit of receiving. I think with the Ace of Cups, it's a little bit of both here, and it's beautiful. What can I say? And so maybe, you're in a position this week to focus on what you can give to others. How best you can prepare for that focus? Well, how best to prepare for it. The Queen of Swords can be sometimes a real stoic and kind of, especially reversed, kind of cold figure. So, loosen up on the of the business-only business mindset, loosen up on maybe being just all business and no play, or no sense of compassion and empathy, and, embrace that giving and that loving energy of the Ace of Cups. That's how best you're going to be able to prepare for that focus. So will people be helpful or, get in the way of things in the week ahead? Well, we have the Five of Cups here, and the Five of Cups is upright. And, as soon as I pulled that card, I got this flash that I think that it's indicating that people need you this week. This is really playing nicely together, all of these cards, when I do the wrap-up. I think that people really need you for a little bit of support this week. They have been feeling really the pressure. Either the pressure from the all the quarantining, the COVID virus, maybe cutbacks that have put more burdens on them and work on them, maybe personal concerns that have been going on. And with the holidays, maybe some people are really spread thin and, they don't have the money or the resources to enjoy the holiday like they should. So they really might need your support this week as opposed to being supportive of you. And ultimately, will there be forward or backward movement or no movement at all for you guys in the week ahead? Well, looky here. We have the Tower. So the Tower card indicates to me that there's a lesson to be learned this week, There's a lesson to be learned from all of the difficulties that have been going on. This is going to be a holiday like no other this week. And I'll just say that, it's affecting people. And what is the lesson here? Well, let's recap and see if we can't figure it out. So, it seems like this is a week where you really want to get in the spirit and the joy of giving and receiving. This is the focus. This is the focus for you. And how best to do that is to shake off any of these, try to be more empathic, I would just say. Try to be more sensitive to others as opposed to being kind of cold and aloof. Sometimes, if you're a manager at business, you have to be really stoic, and you can't really feel for your employees because business is business. But this is saying to loosen up a little bit this week because there's a lot of stress and pressure on everyone. And I think people are feeling it around you. So what I see here is the Five of Cups. They're dwelling on losses. They're dwelling on maybe, just all the difficulties and pain we've gone through in this year. And just how it's really, will everything be okay ever again? There's just a really difficult attitude here. And ultimately, I think there are lessons to be learned and absorbed and taken in from all of this. So really, I think this week is pretty much a straight across week as far as business matters go. No big gains, no big losses, even with this Tower card here, because I feel the Tower card is really talking about this whole scenario and just how, and what we've been through. This is the end of the year, 2 water signs, and I feel that maybe this is a time where we're looking back and we're reflecting on all the difficulties and, how we can all support each other to carry on and get through. And that is the hope of the Ace of Cups card right there. So that's what I have for you, water signs, and good luck with that in the week ahead. And finally, we've got our earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. This reading will be for you. All right. Your focus for the week ahead is the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is upright. Woohoo! So you are in kind of a dreamy mode, but a very creative dreamy mode, where you're just thinking of new ideas, new things that can bring joy into your life. How can you make the work how can you bring the joy back into the workplace and into your life? How can you find the joy? And also, what dreams do you have that, you can bring into reality for yourself in the business and material world? I think that is the focus for this week. Wow, this is so strange. I'll get to that in a minute. So your how you can best, navigate or prepare for that focus. It's the Page of Swords, and it is upright. Now, in the last reading, we had 2 knights. And it's interesting to me because both knights were reversed, and now we have 2 pages, and they are upright. And so the Page of Swords says how best you can prepare for this as well. You know what? How about setting some goals and plans for yourself, How about making some choices and decisions? It's time to take some of these dreams and use some practical sense to put them into reality. And the Page of Swords is ready. Ready for action. So will people help or hurt you in this week ahead? Will there be issues? And I think there will be some issues. We have the 7 of Swords, and the 7 of Swords is upright. And so I'm thinking with the 7 of Swords upright that, you're going to have to kind of be a little bit careful with your dealings with others this week, People have their own objectives and their own agendas sometimes in the workplace. And I'm talking office politics here. So you got to be a little clever. You got to be a little crafty. You got to keep things close to the chest, and also eyes wide open and ears wide open, Be looking out for yourself this week. Don't expect others to be looking out for you. And finally, earth signs will be there be forward or backward movement or no movement at all. Well, it's the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is upright. And I get the feeling that goals are in sight. The end game is in sight now. You're just waiting for things to happen or develop by week's end, or, I shouldn't say happen or develop, to complete. You're waiting for that ship to come in. You're waiting for the results of your effort. So it may not happen this week, but it looks as though something is happening soon for you. So let's take a look at this again, and your focus this week is to try to figure out how to bring your dreams, how to bring things that, that bring you joy, how to bring them into your work and into your material life. Even if this is a matter of, if you're somebody looking for property right now, your dream house, how do you make it happen, Well, you make it happen by, making some practical, logical decisions and formulating a plan. The page is right at the beginning, of the court cards. So formulate that plan and set it in motion, but, make sure you're mapping your strategy out. And also, people in this week ahead, well, not too trustworthy, So if you're dealing with people that you have to sign papers, for example, with and whatnot, and you need an attorney to look at them, by all means, take the time to do that. I feel also, there's maybe a little bit of office politics going on, so watch your back, but also keep your eyes and ears open, and, keep your own... don't get into a lot of gossipy stuff. Keep your own stuff close to your chest, the knowledge you have for this week ahead. And finally, Earth signs, I think that, by week's end, plans have been set in motion. You're finally making a plan and setting it in motion, and you're just going to wait for some results to come in. So it's not going to happen by week's end, but you're feeling pretty good about it, I think, by week's end. So that's what I have for you, Earth signs. I wish you the best with this week ahead. And so, this is the end of the show, but I want to remind everybody to watch Mr. O's Emotional Exchanges on every Friday. And it gives you the emotional barometer for the week ahead, which is just as important as the material one. So do check Mr. O's show out. And we're going to close the show today with the movie about the giveaway that we have. So take care, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.